They will indeed. Gabriella Power, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, joining us live here in Canberra now is the Liberal Senator James Paterson. Senator, good to see you in person. We've got an issue with cameras, alleged spy cameras. What makes you so sure they are spy cameras and where are they?
So going back to the beginning, in September last year, I asked the Department of Home Affairs whether or not they had any cameras from Hikvision or Dawar in their facilities and whether they had any visibility across the rest of the Commonwealth. And they said yes, they had a couple in theirs, and no, they didn't know whether or not they had them in any others. So I launched a 6-month audit of every federal government department and agency, and the results have just come back in, and almost 1,000 cameras provided by, and other devices provided by Hikvision and Dawar are in the Commonwealth. Now, what do we know about this company? These companies, they're intimately linked to the Chinese Communist Party. They are involved in the repression of Uyghurs in Xinjiang, including using facial recognition software to surveil them. They've been banned by our AUKUS allies, the United Kingdom and the United States. And some of the departments who came back to me in their questions on notice, notably the National Disability Insurance Agency, the Australian War Memorial and the Department of Defence, said, we're getting rid of them, we're removing them. So I'm pleased that they're taking it seriously, but I'm worried there are so many there.
Around here? Are they around here?
Well, that's one question I haven't yet had answered. I have put in a question to the Department of Parliamentary Services. It hasn't been answered yet. I don't know whether they're in this building.
So what makes you sure they are compromised? What makes you so sure that, you know, authorities in China are able to access this data and use it against us?
Well, there have been a number of vulnerabilities identified in these products in the past where remote users could gain full control of them, switch on the cameras, switch on the audio, for example. But the other thing that's most important about these companies, like Huawei, who we banned from our 5G network, they are beholden to the Chinese Communist Party, and they're subject to the National Intelligence Law of 2017, which says that every Chinese citizen and every Chinese company must cooperate with Chinese intelligence agencies and must keep that cooperation secret. So they could be prevailed upon by the Chinese government to provide information, sensitive information collected by these cameras in Australia to Chinese intelligence agencies, and we would have no idea. We would have no way of knowing.
This sounds like, I mean, if it's all true, then this could be a huge national security concern here.
I think it is a very serious national security concern and a moral one as well. I mean, I don't want Australian taxpayers' money going to companies that are implicated in what the UN has called crimes against humanity and what others have called genocide against Uyghurs. I mean, we should not be anywhere near it, and they should not be anywhere near us.
So what's the process now in getting rid of them?
Well, that's the next step. I'll be asking the government today what their plans are for removing these. It's absolutely essential we get them out, and we get them out as soon as possible.
Just while I got you, James, I had the Defence Minister on a short time ago. I want to ask you about this. I've just been fascinated by the spy balloon over the United States over the last few days now. I mean, is this an example, in your view, that that people should not be seduced by calming rhetoric that comes from China?
It is another reminder of the very difficult times we live in and the very difficult regime we're dealing with in Beijing. The Chinese Communist Party has a fundamental hostility to liberal democracies. They see nothing wrong with flying surveillance equipment over the United States sovereign territory. They violated the sovereign territory of the United States, and I think the United States was well within their rights to do what they did in shooting it down, and I'm glad they've collected it and they're analysing it now.
There have been any evidence of that being tried on here?
Not that I'm aware of, but if they're willing to do it against the United States, I don't think there's anything that would stop them doing it against Australia.
Good to see you, James. Appreciate it. Thank you.